It's almost Halloween time in Astroneer, and everyone gets hungry around Halloween, right? So that's why I've taken the role of ExoFARM chef and I'm gonna be cooking a ton of soup. Why soup? You'll see. But first I needed a kitchen, so I flattened a large area above a gateway chamber and built a ramp to get up and down. Then I painted it and it already looks like the perfect place to start a soup kitchen. Now I need some special seeds, so that's why I'm on Vesania. Here I can find the tubercle plants and oh look, there's one. And another one. Great. Now I'm on Aatrox because I need 2 more of these cauldrongias. These are the fastest ones, they're called Swift cauldrongias, and I want these to make the farm even faster. And here's the other one, but I need to be careful with these defenses. The ones on Aatrox are the most dangerous to get, but I got it, so I can now safely return to Silva, and I can start building the soup farm. Okay, so here I am in the kitchen. I can start planting these. Yes, I'm gonna start planting them here. I'm gonna then bring tappers to all of them. And then the cauldrongias will be over here somewhere. I've got 2 right here and I have another one back at the base that I will bring in just a minute. So there we go. It's gonna be a section of 7 tuberals here. And then I'm gonna have 7 more on this side. I don't know if that's too much or too little, but we'll see and we'll adjust accordingly. So here we go. That means I'm gonna need 14 tappers for this. And then the cauldrongias can be in the middle somewhere. I just need to get some tappers and then I'll start with the sturdy squash seeds. That's gonna be a bigger part of this farm and I might even need more sturdy squash than I have. But if you watched the last video, you know I didn't put any walls on the sturdy squash farm and the samples kept jumping out of the reach of the auto arms. So this time I'm gonna build some small walls in there just to keep everything contained. I brought some more materials so I can start building this farm, but first I need to place all the tappers in here. These are gonna give us a ton of leeks, which is the first ingredient in soup. So that's the first batch of 7 tuberals right there. And then here comes the second one. And I hope I have enough auto arms for all of this. If not, I'll just have to go back to the base and get some more. But there we go, I've got tappers on all of these, 14 in total. Some auto arms will feed these into the cauldrongia plants, and I've got 1 more right here. Okay, so that's 3 plants. We'll get auto arms to feed into all 3 of these. Actually, I'll move these a little bit here, and then from the sides, I'm gonna feed the sturdy squash samples from here and here. And in the back, I'm gonna have the Exo request platforms, which I will unpack right now. So there we go, I can go ahead and call them. Then I don't have 3 gas canisters, I only have 2, but I'll make do with that. So I'll get 1 on here and another one right there. Great. I've got sensors for the sturdy squash part, but for that I'm gonna need some more seeds. Now I'll start unpacking some of the auto arms. And I think 4 of them for each section should be enough. I think these reach into all of them. And yeah, it looks like that, so that's great. So I'm gonna have these on this side feed into the first 2 cauldrongias. And then these ones will feed into this one and this one somehow. It's kind of far away, so maybe it will only feed into this one, or maybe I'll need 1 more cauldrongia. So I need all of these to be connected just like that. I'm gonna get some power as well in here, and I'll get these connected as well. It's the same as on the other side. And yeah, I think I'll need another cauldrongia, so I'll have 4 of them feeding into these 2 that have the gas canister. And then the middle one I can just leave out here for a second, and maybe I'll use this just to get some rewards, because you can call it from a separate one, just calling your rewards from here. Now I need some leaks in the selector slots of these auto arms, and they're obviously facing the wrong way, so I should turn them around. And I'm just doing the same on this other side. So there we go. This is the tubercle section. As I said, I'm gonna get another plant here, and then I'm gonna need more auto arms for this. So I guess I'm going back to Aatrox to get another cauldrongia and some more sturdy squash seeds. I found another Swift cauldrongia plant here on Aatrox. I just need to pack it up and I'll bring it into the soup factory. So that's great. Now I just need a ton of sturdy squash, which I don't really know where to find. I think they're in the valleys. Yeah, down there. So I'll go ahead and grab a ton of sturdy squash seeds. Oh, and some of them drop multiple. Okay, the first one got me 3 seeds. But yeah, I'll just keep on collecting these seeds and then I'll show you back on Silva where I actually build the sturdy squash sample farm. Alright, I'm back in the soup kitchen and I can get this cauldrongia plant out here. And then I built these little things, and that's where all the sturdy squash will go. So it will all revolve around a delay repeater and a proximity repeater. They will be one on top of the other. Okay, so we need one of each. There we go. And each of these will have a circle of action, and in that circle it will activate everything. So I'll just set the delay to 25. That's just because I don't want this to cause any more lag than it needs to. And then this one's a smaller one, so I'll just get one of these in here, and I will set this all the way to 25. Okay, so there we go. Now I need a ton of seeds, which I have right here. So I'm gonna start putting these around, and all I need to do now is make sure they are within the green circle. So I'll just leave 7 seeds for this one, and then the rest will be over on the other side. Great, so there we go. I've got all the seeds prepared. Now all I'm missing is auto arms. So let's go ahead and unpack some of those as well. So I'm not sure how many auto arms to put in here. I was thinking maybe 4. Mainly because I don't think I have enough space to put more in there. But for now I'll just get all of this unpacked, and of course I will need to place 30 square samples in the selector slots of these. Otherwise they will pick up the seeds and maybe even the sensors. And then I'm gonna need an extra platform here because these can't really reach into the Cauldron Gia. Well, let's set this to soup. I'm gonna set all of them to soup actually. But this is a pretty easy fix. I just need some of this and another auto arm, and there we go. Oh, what? I can hear my seeds despawning, so I need to plant them. I didn't really think about that, but yeah, I just planted them, and this is gonna repeat, so we're gonna get a ton of seeds for this. I'm actually gonna move this to the other side where some of them actually despawned. Okay, so this should work something like that. These are gonna place everything on here, and then I'm gonna have another auto arm grabbing this and putting it into the Cauldron Gia. And what you hear despawning here is actually the samples, which I don't need right now, so they can despawn until I'm ready to get this farm going. But actually I'm gonna take some of them to put in the selector slots of these auto arms, and you can see the wall is working there. They didn't jump out, so that's great. Now I just need some more auto arms on this side, and I think 2 of them should be enough because this is way smaller than the other one. And then I'm pretty much done. I just need a couple auto arms for the end section here to actually bring the soup into the gas canisters. I'm gonna need another storage on here, and then another auto arm to feed to this one as well. So this will go in there, and it's gonna be a similar setup to this right there. The last auto arm here still needs a platform, so I'm actually going to get these off of here. And that's because I'm getting way too many samples here, and I don't want this to start lagging out. I'm just gonna plant the seeds manually so they don't despawn, and I'm gonna leave the seeds here and they will go away one by one. I actually got some Astroneer as well in there, but everything else seems to be alright. I'll just get some more platforms and auto arms, and then I can start this thing up. I've got all the auto arms set up right here. I just need to unpack them. And then I also have a platform full with power items. So this should be good enough. I should be able to start this thing up. So I just need to place that in the middle there. And right as I do that, we ran out of power. We've got no solar and no wind. Oh, but it's going back up. So this should start getting the samples. And I just need to connect some final stuff in here. There we go. And then this section also needs power, and I'm gonna turn these on. We are getting leaks as well through both of these sections now. I need to be aware of the things that don't really work as intended. So for example, this shouldn't be here. I'll throw that back on the ground. Now obviously I need soup for the selector slots of these auto arms, otherwise they don't really do anything. And I encountered a pretty interesting glitch here. Let me take these off. They keep activating and deactivating the auto arms. These should remain on at all times, and I'm just gonna get these off from here, and these should be set to 25. Yeah, so there we go. And now if I place them back, I hope they'll act as they should. They're just activating really fast, but the thing is they shouldn't reach the auto arms, so the green circle should not reach into the auto arms. But I think this is good. We've got a ton of samples here. I don't think we can process all of them that fast, but now that we have power, the soup is actually going that way, so I'll grab some and I'll put it in here as well, and in the selector slots of these final auto arms, which should feed them up there. And once they feed some of the slots on the sides, they should start going into the gas canisters. I'm still having some power issues here, so maybe I'll need to add some more power items, but I'm getting some leaks in my backpack, which is not good. Apart from that, everything seems to work all right in the kitchen. So yes, soup is being created in the kitchen. To complete the third tier and get a Tech 2.0 pallet, I need 8,000 points, and I already have like 2,500. So that means I need 5,500 more points That should be good enough because one soup is 70 points, so this won't take a long time. But what will take a while is completing the secret tiers. After this, I can start completing secret tiers, and those will give me some pretty interesting rewards. But what I'm really looking for is the D chips, and I don't know what those will unlock eventually, but I know I want to get all of them. So yeah, the leaks are here. The sturdy squash samples come in from the sides, and then they all get made into soup by the Cauldron Gia plants, which are the faster one from Aatrox. Oh, can I not place the soup in there? So it's not gas canisters that I need, it's actually fluid canisters, because of course soup is a fluid. So I'm gonna just go real fast and grab all of that. And this makes sense because for the tier 2 I got some rewards, and among those were these fluid canisters, but I'll also take some QTRTGs. This is just a temporary solution for now, I just want the farm to not stop. Okay, so I'm back with the fluid canisters, so there we go. Now the soup should get in there. And just like that, we are getting soup. This should be set to fill them up, and each of them can hold 24 soup, so that's great. And I also got these for power, so I'm hoping now things will move a little bit faster. I also might have too many sturdy squash in this section, it's getting pretty crowded, so I might want to steal a seed and move it over there. But nevertheless, I'm getting so much soup here, this is almost filled. So they're already full, so I can go ahead and send this off, and I'm gonna be waiting for the rewards. Both platforms came back with some rewards, so I got Astronium and Hydrazine, that's pretty good. But then what's even better, I got the first of the D chips, this is 1 out of 5. And we got some more lore in there. I also got a B chip, which I don't really need, and 2 Exo chips, those are very good. And then on the other one, I got a C chip, which I already have. And then some repeaters, I got bites as well, and batteries and jump jets. But I already got my first D chip, only 4 more to go, but you can see this is going pretty fast. We're already filling the next canisters with soup. So I've completed tier 3, and this should give me the new palette, which is the Tech 2.0 palette. Oh, and this looks very good with the hat and the mask we got for the first couple of tiers. This really fits into the whole Halloween vibe of this event, but we also got some more rewards with the shuttle, so we've got the 4th D chip, some Exo chips as well, and nanocarbon alloy, that's actually pretty good. More Exo chips and another D chip, but it's the 4th one again. Another nanocarbon alloy, yeah, so some pretty good rewards. I'm gonna turn this back on so we're getting more soup in there. And I also brought some extra storage, which I'm gonna use for the chips especially. So I've got the first one and the 4th one. I'm still missing 3 of them, but this works pretty fast, so I'm gonna keep sending these until I get them all. And then maybe by the end of this year, we'll even know what they unlock. Until then, however, I'll still be in the kitchen creating soup.
One eternity later.
After sending the Exo request platforms filled with soup a couple more times, I finally got all of the D chips. You can see them right here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in the back. And there's a ton of lore behind each one. If you want, you can pause to read that. But anyway, these don't unlock anything just yet, but they will for sure unlock something very cool in the next update, probably. By the way, the rewards for these get better and better. I'm getting a ton of nanocarbon alloy. I also ran out of space to place these. A ton of exo chips, and I even got some portable smelting furnaces. So it's really worth it to complete the secret tiers for this event. You're gonna get a ton of good items, as well as the D chips. If you want to stay up to date on all things Astroneer, including the new DLC it's getting this year, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And also join my Discord server if you want to chat and maybe play together as well. You'll find the link in the description. But that's all for this video. Cheers, Astroneers!